Hello, in this video we will discuss color correction. We have sources here, video capture device and display capture. And in audio mixer I have two entries, mic/auxiliary and video capture device. I see a clock sign here or a gear sign next to video capture device, which has to be clicked, and then we click filter. And color correction has so many parameters: the gamma, the contrast, the brightness, the saturation, hue shift, opacity, color multiply, color add. Brightness is, of course, totally the picture will be brighter. Suppose you have a painting and you shine light on it, and you shine a more powerful light on it, then the brightness will increase. And suppose you are looking at the painting in a very dim light, then the brightness will reduce. So that effect given by this slider. I have kept it at -3, so let us remember -0.3. So I keep the brightness, so as if I am looking at painting in a very dim light, and here as if I am looking at the painting in a flashlight. Then contrast. Contrast means is the clarity. So if you reduce contrast, you will lose clarity of the image. Let us see. I have kept it at 0.29. Reduce contrast, and then the clarity reduces. So that way the contrast has to be kept somewhere near the default value, which is about 0.3. So reducing the contrast creates a big problem. Also, if we increase the contrast, then also the picture becomes very hazy. Once we understand brightness and contrast, then it is possible to understand gamma, because gamma differentially treats the regions on the picture, the shades and the lights. The shades are the darker parts and the lights are the luminous parts. So if I have a positive gamma correction, then that will make the dark parts clearer. And if I have a negative gamma correction, that will make the lighter parts, that means the luminous parts, clearer. Find an optimum value of gamma, somewhere 1.3. So now we understand brightness, contrast and gamma correction. Now we have to understand saturation hue. So saturation hue, it is a part of a color model. We know of RGB color model, red, green, blue. If we specify red, green, blue, we will define a color. We define a color. But there is an alternative parameterization of color, where the color has three attributes: saturation, hue and value. So to understand that, we can look at this palette, color palette. Here is the value. If the value is largest, then it is very white, and if the value is lowest, then it is very black. So it is something like brightness, so we keep it somewhere in the middle. Now hue is changing when you are going left to right. So here you are seeing red, violet, blue, light blue, green, yellow, orange, red. And in the lower part, even though you are going from left to right, our eyes cannot make any difference between the colors, any distinction between the colors. Our eyes are unable to distinguish colors in this region. That is because these colors are desaturated. Top to bottom, then we are desaturating, bottom to up, then we are saturating a color. And when the colors are saturated, then only it is possible for human eyes to distinguish between various hues. Specify hue, saturation and value, that is equivalent to specifying a color. Suppose red, green, blue values are 26, 22 and 135. Then equivalently you can say hue is 242, saturation 213, value 135. So these are equivalent parameterizations of colors. Now you can splash a little bit of color on it. You can just sprinkle some color. So generally, if you don't add color, then it is white. But now suppose I want to look at this picture with a tinted glass. So let us say I have a blue glass and I want to look at this picture through a blue glass. So it will look like this, as if I'm wearing a tinted glass. And if you want to remove it, then select white. And also color, you can add color similarly. You can multiply color. So you are not really touching these parameters. Hue, saturation, brightness, contrast, gamma. They are same, but you are adding some colors, overall colors. And you can also multiply with colors. And what about opacity? Opacity is something like an opaque object which is between you and the camera. Suppose you are driving a car and it is raining. Then the windshield gets rain, water, so that becomes opaque. Or suppose you are in a fog or in a misty place, then also you can give that effect by introducing opacity. But for myself, I would like to have the picture clearest as possible. So I will never put any opacity. I'm totally against putting any. And then, of course, you should not forget to focus the picture and align the picture horizontally and vertically. That will give you a professional look. And then the question is, why are we doing this? Because suppose you are presenting a paper or you are saying something very important, then you can use this video in video mode or video in picture mode. That option is provided in OBS Studio. And so OBS Studio gives you this video capture device which can be placed anywhere in the screen. You can place it here, or you can even center it, preferably here. And here you show the person who is presenting. So I hope that this will be very, very helpful to you to improve these color corrections. And thank you for watching.